LGBT series continues tonight with a discussion about homosexuality and religion. Last week we aired the views of 4 religious leaders, but we've been criticized for not airing the views of religious men and women who embrace and accommodate gays.
Reverend Shelley-Ann Tenier is the assistant curate of the All Saints Parish of the Anglican Church. 2 years ago, she attended a meeting with members of the LGBT community. She says religious leaders were asked to create an opportunity for worship. Since then, she has been involved with the 2 services that have been held specifically for local LGBT.
All persons are welcomed in God's house, all people, and all people are children of God. And while we cannot accept persons who are in ordained ministry living in active same-sex relationships, that as church we have a responsibility to include all persons who understand themselves to be of same-sex affection, recognizing and understanding that there are faithful Christians who experience and understand themselves in that way.
Reverend Tenier also makes herself available to counsel LGBT, even though her involvement with the community has received mixed reviews from members of her church.
And there were some people who were very adamant that they thought it was just insane and wrong and crazy, and that's okay.
Father Clyde Harvey has also played a lead role in embracing members of the LGBT community. He has worked along with Reverend Tenier to provide these opportunities for worship.
No matter what your sexual orientation is, you are a human being. And that has to be the bottom line. You're not some pervert, some retrograde species or something like that. You are a human being, and in dealing with people, we deal with that to start with.
We asked Father Harvey how he manages to reconcile his involvement with the community with the position of the Roman Catholic Church on homosexuality.
They have challenged us a lot about what does love mean. What does sexuality mean? And the church has to listen to that. And when you come to worship, why can't we be together in worship? In my own worshiping community, I know there are some people who are gay and they come to church. Not everybody knows that. For some of them, they've dared to come and tell me. They've been free enough with that. And I respect that.
Following the report last week, some people complained that the views of some religious leaders should not have been aired at all.
He used his religion as an excuse to validate his homophobia and discrimination.
But the thing is, his religion wasn't even part of that.
And not at all. But the way he speaks of it as if it was his religion saying this was not what his religion say. I doubt religion will advocate for hate or discrimination, violence, against people for who they love based on their gender.
My work here is not even to advocate one way or the other. My work here is to remain available for those who seek God.
Both Reverend Tenier and Father Harvey agree that members of the LGBT community must be held to the same moral standards as everyone else, regardless of their sexual orientation.
And to hold up to them a mirror and an understanding of who we are as church, that they understand that to be faithful to God often requires struggle and sacrifice, and that they can do that work, and they don't have to do that work alone, but that there is a faithfulness that they're called to.